aboard!
Outdoor service owners, rise and shine. It's time to start fueling your success one adventure at a time. Welcome back to Outdoorsy Entrepreneur, brought to you by House Call Pro, where business owners learn to explore ways to take charge and level up. We are your hosts. I'm Kevin Fontaine, and this is my home slice, Patrick Harders. Join us on this journey every Wednesday. Like, comment, subscribe on our YouTube channel, and listen to wherever you get your podcast. And follow us on our social media platforms at outdoorsyboss. Big Pat, what's going on, buddy?
Hi, how you doing today?
Doing good.
You'd be proud of me. I pretended to be a landscaper and decided to treat my all my grass, my crabgrass. I don't remember the product I used.
Cool. You just stop by a store and grab
No,
something?
I ordered something off.
Oh, okay.
It's supposed to be professional grade. But
You mean you're tending to your own lawn, Pat? What the hell's
I
going
don't cut
on?
it. I don't cut it, but I do. I do spray the chemicals down.
Hell yeah, man. It's a great time of year to... I'm sprucing up my yard too. I got a bunch of plants coming in for some enhancements around my fountain area. Like I told you, I got a big ass umbrella for the deck, and I love this time of year, man. Barbecuing,
Oh yeah.
beer drinking, hell raising.
I saw some cool plantings. I was watching this person. They took hydrangeas and did like a serpentine or whatever, like a snake-like pattern throughout the yard, and formed a hedge that went like 200 feet. And we try and have flowers that are alternating throughout the year on the property. And
Mix it up, seasonal interest.
yeah,
All right, today, guys, what I thought we would do is run through my journey as running a multi-million-dollar landscaping company, kind of from the start. When I was young, everything is piss. What is it called?
piss and vinegar.
Yeah. When I was young and you're young, you're just piss and vinegar, just going for it. Lots of effort, lots of determination. And I just simply started with believe it or not, a 21-inch snapper push mower that I bought used, the old red and white Snap Air with a bagger on it, and self-propelled, thank God. But I ripped up a lot of damn mowing lawns with that thing.
Sharpen it each cut.
Sure not.
Yeah,
Only when it started like ripping out the
smoking
grass, matting it down.
yeah.
But when we get started early in landscaping, we are mainly very simply going into just say lawn mowing, which I did. And that's a great entry level service you can provide that you can scale with fairly easily. I had my dad's old S10, and all I did was just mow yards all day, every day. And while I was at each subdivision, I printed up a bunch of flyers, just passed them out down the road to each house, and eventually growing clients. I think at this point, Pat, I was, probably starting to generate about $50,000, $60,000 of revenue.
No, you could make a lot of money at that stage. And the other thing you're not doing is you're too tired to spend money. We were just talking earlier, like how easy it is to spend money. And, when you're out there 10, 12 hours a day, you just don't have the energy to come home and waste your money or try different things out. You're so focused. But from the customer standpoint, they have the owner out there where maybe you don't have the experience, but you have the passion and the care and the customer service. That's really hard to match.
It is.
Until you get up to the couple levels up.
The drive, the drive's there. I think us as entrepreneurs, we have that drive within. And then after, growing the clients a little bit, I started to get a full, nice weekly route going. And then my mom was in real estate, and she came across a customer selling a house and getting out of his own business of landscaping. And his name was Paul. He lived just a town over, and he was selling all his accounts, all his equipment. He was just kind of a one-man, two-man operation. So it wasn't like a huge company or anything. So my parents loaned me the money. We went and checked him out. He had the RDU airport contract, which is our Raleigh-Durham airport. He didn't have the whole airport. He had just a few buildings.
Planes flying over as you're cutting grass.
Yeah.
blowing you around.
Very
And,
cool.
yeah.
And that's a federal contract,
Nice.
and which is cool. He had that. He had Town of Garner, which is public works, helping them mow townhome communities, yada, yada. And he had me work with him for a week before he sold it to me just to make sure I could handle it and do it. But that was my first introduction to commercial lawn mowing equipment.
Yeah.
He had a nice walk behind and a rider and a trailer. So bought that.
How much does something like that go for?
Back then, I think you're talking 10 grand,
Oh,
something
wow.
like that. Yeah, it wasn't much.
So the equipment was probably
Yeah, the
getting
equipment,
close to
well, it
that.
was used, but
Yeah.
it was a good deal. And he wasn't looking to, he was just looking a way to get out quick, and
Take care of his
family knew this
customers and
person, friend
yeah.
referral. So he was all cool with it. I think he was most concerned. He didn't like sell the accounts or anything. His main concern was make sure he's giving his accounts over to someone that's
Yeah.
capable.
Yeah. Taking
of
care of
doing-
he developed relations with those customers and didn't want to leave them.
Those are his babies,
High and dry, yeah.
So he's had them for years. So took those on. At that point, I got my first truck, which was kind of a mistake. It was a Chevrolet. Before I bought it,
That's a mistake.
Shut up. I was Chevy country all day long, man.
Mm-hmm.
At the beginning, then I switched after many years, but they got soft after a while and got out of that whole
Transmissions.
commercial market.
Yeah.
But so I called my old boss in landscaping and asked the owner, the one I worked with in high school. I said, "Hey, I'm starting my own business, and hey, what kind of truck do you think's good to buy my first truck?" He said, "I don't know, a 1500's probably good." Not. Oh my God, that damn thing.
Every 50,000 miles, you put a new trans in.
Yeah, and plus loading it with a bunch of fertilizer bags.
Yeah.
That damn thing squatted and put the Carolina lean on that bitch.
Yeah.
I'm like, geez, man, I should have got a 2500, but live and learn. Got that, upgraded my trailer, got a tandem axle instead of the one that was brought in, that single.
Yeah.
Added employees, and now I'm at that 150 to 400K range of revenue.
How many employees did you have?
Probably three
Okay.
or four. It was very little. At this point, I'm doing logo improvements. I developed our tagline, which was quality maintenance, perfect service. And then I got my own little sales car.
Ah, cute.
Check it out.
Mm-hmm.
And we went bold with the branding. We wanted to catch people's eyes. So as we started buying, we were one of the first too, by the way, Pat, to have small cars in landscaping.
Now, did you want that Scion emblem to really stand out?
Yeah, that was important. They could have covered it, but we didn't know back then.
Yeah.
You could have removed those, actually.
Could have removed those, yeah.
Good point. So we were one of the first landscape companies to bring in small, fuel-efficient cars
Mm-hmm.
because everybody drove huge trucks for sales and everything back in the day. But bold, colorful signage, a way to stand out from our competition. Anything. I was looking for ways to edge up there a little bit. Like I said, added some employees, bought my first house. That risk versus reward. I learned a lot from mistakes, because when you're young, you're just going to go for it and learn later, research later. You're just instinct.
Not as many YouTube videos out there on, we could do that. Let me watch a YouTube video and figure it out.
Right. This was just more hands-on, talking to other mentors that I've had in the industry. And at that point too, Pat, I started to take and get my contractor's license.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a couple years later, and is quite a test to take. It's very involved and totally worth it, though.
What is that? Because we're about 60% unlicensed contractors in Virginia with lighting. It's I mean, it's almost 100% unlicensed.
Yeah.
What protection do you have on that?
So they developed a protection where it's required for someone to take on a landscape project, anything over, I believe it's $5,000,
Yeah.
or a landscape maintenance contract worth over X amount. They put that in later.
So you just report them?
Yeah, so it just it weeds out all the people that aren't licensed and valid to participate in a bigger bid.
Did you ever do it?
Do what? No, I never
Ever?
reported anybody. I never had to. I don't
Yeah.
think I was up against anybody at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Now, check this out. We started doing home shows,
Okay.
and this is a great way to get more influential. You shook your head. I know.
That's the worst weekend. Actually, it's the worst Monday in the world. But over the weekend, it's like, how many people do I have to walk around? See, walking around with that hot dog on a stick, a corn dog,
Yeah.
whatever it is.
Pass out
For us,
koozies.
it's like, hey, do you do solar? No, move along.
Right.
But it is something. It gets your brand out there. You get some good leads on it.
You do, and
It's just brutal.
it's brutal. It's long days. You got to set up. Check this booth out. We built it at our shop. So these are stone columns with concrete board, so we can move them. They're heavy as hell, though, still.
Yeah.
Putting together, we started to build a facade of a house. Okay.
A little ambitious.
Little ambitious, but we're all about niching away and up from competitors. So we always try to get a selling advantage. This is the actual booth
Oh, that's
at
beautiful.
the show. We put actual lights, working water fountain, outdoor lighting, real sod, real walkway. Had a video playing in the window.
That's cool.
Got our branding going, and just anything we could do to attract eyeballs. So, at this point, we're getting better clients. We're getting larger clients. We're putting out more recurring services for more inclusive services in the contract. So not only are we mowing, but we're doing your fertilizer, your weed controls, your pruning, your mulching.
Plantings as well?
What?
Doing all the plantings, and are you getting into that yet?
Yeah. We're doing some enhancements at this point. We're not large scale installation at this point yet, but we're at $500 to $1 million now. We're starting to offer snow removal. Here's some commercial projects. We're doing recurring service at big shopping centers and multifamily. You can see all the new flowers, Pat.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
That just make it pop. Let me see. There's a residential where we're maintaining all the grounds and doing seasonal color rotations just to make things pop. And then people drive by, they see.
How'd you like snow removal? I did that too for a little while. It's terrible, but
that's another thing that's brutal for time, but
money
effort,
is there.
The money's there. Oh my God. You can charge $100 to $200 per hour. Here's that stripe effect you like.
Yep.
At one
so what are you doing on that?
We're crisscrossing applesauce each week.
Yeah.
We do 4 different pathways every week. Now, Pat, at this stage, you're 500 to $1 million. You really got to start putting your eyeballs on your numbers.
Yeah.
You got to start. Now I'm out of the truck, obviously. Now I'm really starting to focus, crunching numbers, quoting properly, efficiencies, safety.
Marketing.
Where's our marketing advertising traffic coming from now? Now we're doing more SEO, just a ton more organizational improvements, standardizing things now. And then now, Pat, we're getting into new installations. Now we're starting an installation team that's specialized in awesome work. And we started to get them certified in hardscape installations. Here's a picture. We did a car dealership, and this area here of it was Hummer's landing pad where they wanted to put Hummers up on stone.
Nice.
So we built a big stone ramp and a presentation platform for them.
So you're getting into some bigger equipment as well.
We're getting
Yeah.
into renting some of your
Yeah.
bigger excavators, but we bought our own mini excavators and bobcats. Here's an estate we completed for complete driveway, paver system, drainage, outdoor lighting, plants, sod, irrigation, and you're talking 100,000 plus projects here
Yeah.
now.
Matching your first year in business in one job.
Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
You know, these jobs take forever though. They're very
Yeah.
complicated. They take a lot of planning, a lot of team meetings and production meetings to get online with deliveries, vendors, what comes next, you know, hey,
Yeah. But communication's key, going from one person to the next. We're pounding that into having
a
other people do it. It's a whole different system.
workflow schedules.
Yeah.
Now, teamwork, team building activities are crucial. Now I'm hiring more people. Now I'm over $1 million, heading into a larger facility now.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm growing. And obviously, Pat, you saw the facility we had grew into here. I've got tons of recurring teams, as you see in this picture. And in the background, you can't see, I've got installation teams and a bunch of equipment back there. And now it's really getting to the point of relying on your team
Yeah.
and hiring managers at this point. Now I'm hiring account managers, production managers for the installation. And we rebranded at this point as well. We went from quality maintenance, perfect service to now more centric of, hey, we can do everything. So we rebranded to our tagline, your one source landscape solution.
Okay.
And then we would also put a slogan, let's grow something together. Because I wanted to bring in the element of, hey, we can do it all at your landscape event or property, but also customer service is very important for us in growing a relationship.
Yeah.
So I wanted to have both elements there in our marketing. Knowing the numbers was crucial. We got into field service software at this point. Routing optimization was crucial because so many reoccurring accounts, it was so important that they went from the office out, circle, make this big, huge looping circle around different towns, and they eventually worked their way back to the shop.
So did you find out a lot of service mixed in with installation, or were you really able to just focus on the installation side of things?
We did both. So we were heavier in recurring.
Mm-hmm.
That was 75, 70%. And then we got into about 30% installation, design, build.
Yeah. And I always look like, one thing I always look at service being in the lighting industry is just like things that go wrong. So if you have a patio that, a couple stones sink in, or a light that goes out, or tree replacement, how hard was that? Because it's typically, like I found, it's your most intelligent guy has to do your service work. How did you handle as you got bigger and going back to take care of the customers? Or is it something you just do because you're out there so often?
No, we had it in our contracts that, we've offered plant warranties and hardscape warranties, et cetera. But with planting, we told people that we will replace your plant, but only when it's the best time of year.
Yeah.
So we grouped people into a block of replacements, let's say, and then we just worked that into our scheduling.
Yep.
And just knocked it out and took care of them. And so that was important. That follow-up is crucial, that you're there
Mm-hmm.
and that you're communicating them the whole time. We're doing water features, different things, and just trying to niche up ourselves, trying to be one more step ahead of just the guy that just does lawns.
Yeah.
But everything we did, Pat, we really focused on quality controls.
Now, did you get into irrigation as well?
We got into irrigation, had my own irrigation truck and tech,
Okay.
got my irrigation contractor's license.
Mm-hmm.
So everything that came my way, I tried to get certified and licensed in because now I'm the owner leading this ship with a vision, a mission to be the best, the most high quality, the best customer service driven landscape company in my area, which is huge competition in my area. We have
Yeah.
franchise, we have companies with 100 plus employees.
50
Uh,
years experience, been doing it forever.
oh,
Those
yeah, since
have
the
everything.
70s.
Yeah.
You know, the one I worked with in high school was huge.
So what would be the work that you would sub out that you'd just say like, hey, we're not going to tackle, probably electrical work, or, what were the subs you bring in? Arborist maybe?
Yeah, tree work, masonry.
Okay.
We would subcontract maybe some large scale mulching and pine straw
Yeah.
jobs because that takes so much manpower and
You guys hate it.
truck. Oh my God. You ever spread 100 bales of pine straw?
We don't have, I miss pine straw. I was down in Charlotte for years and I miss the pine straw because I like the look of it. But I've got a couple friends and they're like, my guys just bitch every spring when we have to put the mulch in. They're tree guys and they do mulch on the side. And I was like, I'd sub that out, but
Yeah, it'll eat your arms alive and
yeah.
works your back to hell. And you can run your guys down to the dirt pretty quick doing that kind of stuff. But, and then Pat, we focused on efficiencies as far as, you know, going from 5 day work week to a 4 10-hour day work week. And the theory, the thought process is number one, we're gaining a day for makeup day if
Yeah.
it rains.
You have a scheduled makeup day because you know what happens when you don't. You just schedule an install and then you're always just chasing yourself on all the
Yeah.
little things you got to wrap up.
We got smarter. Well, we start early, you know, on a 410s. You're starting super early, 5:36. You're
Yeah.
out. We scheduled commercial properties first so we don't wake up people with the mowing equipment. And we're back, we're back fighting traffic, but we're 1 day less per week running. That's 50 weeks, let's say a year. That's 50 days. We're not running equipment. We're not running tires. We're not running fuel. We're,
Yeah.
not getting into accidents. So your costs will come down by operating a
Yeah.
longer day. The guys like 3 day work weekends as well.
Yeah.
They
The
love
other
it.
big thing is overtime. It's so easy to get into overtime,
Right.
which, I know a lot of guys I'll bring up overtime and like, oh, I don't pay my guys that. I'm like, you're opening yourself up to lots of issues, but that overtime will kill you because all of a sudden you go from paying a guy 20, 25 bucks an hour to 35, 40. You start doing that with 10, 15 people. And
Yeah. OT is a tricky one. It's inevitable in landscaping,
Mhm.
especially spring and fall, because that's our busiest seasons. And grass is growing super fast. Rain. Got
Yeah.
to do brain day makeups, work a Saturday here, there.
Yeah. You miss a
It's pretty
Friday
brutal.
and
Here's
every
another,
customer's upset.
here's a cool project. This is the during of a total renovation of a backyard where we're working around a new pool they had put in. We worked with the pool builder to check what elevation he needed to be at. We did all the backfill, Pat,
Okay.
and this is the after.
Nice. Do you have a little dingo or would you use to do it or by hand?
We hired the backfill grader.
Okay.
He backfilled literally, I think, 3, 4, 5 feet
Wow.
of new grade to level it up because she had staircase that came down to the patio. She
Hmm.
wanted to come right out of her patio, of her
Wow.
door, back door.
Yeah. Yep.
And so we had to put in a lot of backfill. Of course, that settles. So we had to wait a long time for compaction to
Yeah.
take place. Then the pool builder went in, and then we put in all kinds of retaining walls and pavement systems and plants. We started putting that in our marketing efforts, social media posts. We went on YouTube and started to celebrate our projects. That started gaining attention. I started developing more passive incomes with being almost an influencer online
Yeah.
with affiliate marketing and YouTube branding. And they actually pay you once you start churning out videos and get more and more subs, it's a really cool thing to have that presence online. And that helped our SEO searches for new customers searching. One of our videos, Pat, on the Outdoor Inspirations channel, we called it, was a walkway. I just put a GoPro up and filmed the whole process, and that video's got over 600,000 views.
Wow.
Um,
YouTube is your main channel, or did you use them all?
YouTube was our main thing.
Yeah.
We focused in on that because I'm a creative person. I do music. I love video editing. So that was a fun thing for me to be creative with, and just a nice sideline effort. As a business owner, the larger you get, if you have the systems in place, the culture, you will have more free time to do other projects. And so that's where I was at, kind of just massaging the company at that point, doing 2.5 million in revenue a year, kicking ass, taking names. It's just a really cool thing to build something from a 21-inch push mower to multi-million-dollar landscape service, tons of employees, and just a great feeling of accomplishment to have as a business owner, to be able to succeed in something that you didn't plan on making $1 million business out of it. I just wanted to drive and keep going as far as I could, not really having a plan in place at that point.
Yeah. Just
the drive and effort and determination really can go a long way with people that's watching now. It's an opportunity. It's out there. There's people moving in your neighborhoods and towns every day. The economy's still nice. We're still in an active economy where houses and communities are being built. So the landscaping industry is very optimistic. It's still growing today. So you guys have a great chance of making it and scaling your own business.
Yeah.
It can happen.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah.
What were your biggest challenges as you're going through, like, you're kind of describing the stages?
Yeah. So the biggest challenges, as you'll probably are experiencing or will experience, is going to be quality controls and staffing, keeping good people with you, motivated, excited to be there every day. You're going to have to be a cheerleader. You're going to have to do meetings. You're going to have to plan their job career, their job path, so they know they have openings and advancement opportunities. Here's a shot, Pat, of us working in the shop. We're starting our SOP process, and we have a guy on a ladder to show, and we're starting to figure out, okay, what's the highest we can reach while pruning? So then we made a standard process around this, and we put this in our literature and to our customers. Hey, we can only reach 12 feet.
Yeah.
By our insurance, etc. And we wanted just to put the finite numbers on everything. We wanted to, I was a heavy bean counter. I counted every penny that went in and out of the door to make sure we're staying efficient with our purchasing. We're buying correctly. We're buying in bulk.
Yeah.
Say Roundup, Pat, if you get a 2.5 gallon versus a whole 55 gallon drum of Roundup.
Yep.
It's a huge investment up front, but you're saving so much per gallon in the long run.
Yeah.
That's that savings that the business owner starts to grab a hold of finally. Once he's saved money and can afford those things, he's going to buy in bulk and start saving.
So one of the issues I see that happens a lot is, let's say you're doing that, but then you have, Chinese version of Roundup or whatever it is, like the off brands. Did you ever go into trying to do that and saying like, hey, this one says it works just as good?
Yeah.
And you put it out and then have to go do it again?
Oh my, yeah. Roundup especially, because once the patent ran out, they came out with all kinds of side brands. And we tried them, and then all of a sudden the crew came back. the week or 2 weeks after saying,
Coughing, no
"Hey,
hair.
yeah, well, no," and they said, "Well, hey, the weeds aren't dying, the grass isn't
Yeah.
dying," and I'm like, "Oh, you're kidding me! It can't kill something
Yeah.
in 2 weeks? That's
Yeah.
crazy." So then we had to add, for the meanwhile, we added surfactants
Mm-hmm.
and accelerators
Okay.
to this generic Roundup so it would kill faster. So you have to keep playing with things.
Yeah.
Is it worth adding 2 or 3 things for this lower cost thing, or do you go with the awesome Roundup that kills it in 2 days?
Yeah.
It's a judgment call.
And that's really true in the weed control. I've seen that where there's levels where it's like this little bottle's really expensive, but it kicks ass and works great, but
Yeah.
this other one's a lot cheaper. It just doesn't work quite as well. So,
Yeah. Typically, we always leaned on the quality
mhm.
products that are time and tested, proven,
Yeah.
because we have to stand behind it and rely upon that. And we didn't want the service calls
Yeah.
and the trouble of going back to fix something. So we would always get all the premium products, Belgard, Techo Block.
And that's something you explain. I know mosquito control is really big in that because different companies use different qualities. And, it's just explaining to the customer, like, ours is going to cost more because we're using this, this, and this versus,
You got it.
just Bifin or whatever. So, yeah.
That was important with us on our sales. We were, landscaping projects aren't cheap. So we had to really build in and show people the value behind what they're
Yeah.
spending money on, because yeah, it's a patio, but even how we're building the patio, we have to show them in a dynamic shot, a side shot of, hey, this is how much base prep we're doing.
Yeah.
Why does this matter? Because if you don't do a minimum of 3 to 4 inches,
Yeah.
you'll get waving, settling,
Weeds
and
everywhere grown through.
show them nightmare pictures of other people's work that were
Yep.
cheaper.
Yep.
So you're value building and you're showing people what they're spending the money on, whether it's a quality material, a quality process, not to mention they're buying into you, your brand.
Yeah.
So we constantly wanted to have a really nice mission statement and a culture that people could wrap their arms around and believe in, that
Yeah.
we're actually making environmental improvements in our community to help others. And at this point, Pat, when we're doing multi-million dollars in business, we're reaching out to community efforts. We volunteered lots of our times. We do adopt a highways. We do the military guys that are overseas or women will spruce up their yards. So we constantly are helping out others, just not to be flirty bird promotion wise with it, but it's just more giving back and settling in, putting in those deep roots in your community is important.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's essential, is to be involved in your community. So how did you adjust going? Like when you started off, you're the face of the company. Like might as well, it was Fontaine's.
This phase?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you went from being, it was like basically they knew it was Kevin. Like Kevin's my guy that does this, to when you're a $2.5 million company, customers might not even meet you, or if they do, they meet you one time. And so
Rarely
how was
would they
that
meet
adjustment?
me.
Yeah.
And I loved it. At that
Yeah.
point, Pat, I relied on my team. I had managers and I didn't want to hear about anything or
Yeah.
something's wrong if I'm hearing about it.
Yeah.
And I would find out what that problem, why am I getting a call from this customer now? Where did we fall short? And I would meet with the account manager or whomever. And we had an office manager, we had accounting, we had our own mechanic, we had people in social media doing newsletters and help organizing charity, doing our own holiday parties.
Yeah.
My dad was helping. He
Free
would help
labor.
water
Yeah. Did you pay him?
flowers. Oh yeah,
Nice.
give him something to do.
Yeah.
And my mom would come and help bring a bunch of food and go shopping for me and bring in a bunch of party food for events that we'd have. I started doing a lot more trainings for business training. I
Mm-hmm.
signed up with a company. I was paying about $6,000 a month on how to be a
Oh,
better landscape company,
was it
which
worth
was
it?
insane in the membrane. It was
Mm-hmm.
really good at the beginning, but after a few months, I realized that we're in over our head and it's too much information for my size company to implement properly.
Yeah.
At that point, I realized we're going to need to get someone just dedicated to being the implementer in this
Yeah.
project, because it's time, it's management, it's training, it's implementation, it's write-ups, like you're writing documents, you're creating this special process to elevate yourself out of to scale so you can
Mm-hmm.
grow, so you can go to reach the next level. But we learned some cool things at that point from that particular service. We learned to bill up front.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a big thing in the landscaping world was start May 1st, May 30th, when you're done performing 4 or 5 times for them, you then bill.
Yeah.
Then you get your money maybe by 30 days later after that.
Yep.
So you're talking 60 days potential
Of
from the
running
first.
everything and paying payroll and doing the
Yeah,
marketing.
you've
Yep.
already paid for everything and you're waiting 45, 60 days to recoup your inputs. So they instilled in us to charge up front.
Full season.
Full season recurring contracts, we got paid up front at the beginning of the month.
Okay.
Then we perform service, and that's crucial for me. And I still do it today. They implemented an excellent sales process where they show people, say in recurring service, that we have a matrix, a quality control matrix. So big thing, Pat, when we're dealing with ongoing maintenance is, how do I know my property is looking better today than it was 6 months ago?
Yeah.
Or how are we going to know that we're making improvements on your property? You know, make goals, set goals for 6 months from now or a year from now. So we developed through them a matrix grading system where it's a scale where we grade the quality of the lawn, the quality of the shrubs, the quality of the beds, the weed population per square foot. I mean, we got so exact with things to make it a tangible thing we could score
Mm-hmm.
and present this document to the customer every month.
Okay.
So my account manager would meet with them. It didn't happen every month, but we tried. And they would go over this scale and grading score system. So everybody was on the same page.
Mm-hmm.
And we use that today and we email those to people. So we have a good base ground of, hey, this is where we're starting and this is where we want to get you, you know, constantly trying to improve those scores. And part of that, Pat, is selling them upgrades because they may start as a base package lawn care, but they may need fungicide and insecticide in order to get that number higher,
Yep.
that grass greener, whatever the case is. So that's a great tool for my account manager then to sell upgrades and sell enhancements. See, they
Mm-hmm.
got commission on all that stuff. So that's the way for them to make more money. And so he's all the time peering at his properties, looking for not only that his properties are looking awesome, but he wants to be able to approach his customer next time confident that the place is looking good and that he wants to sell them an upgrade
Yeah.
of some sort. Lighting.
Irrigation. I mean, does it make sense to treat the lawn and fertilize the lawn and do everything and then let it just go dormant in August?
Yeah. So as you grow your company, you're going to niche, you're going to improve your offerings, you're going to level up from other people, competition, look for ways to set yourself apart. And you're going to find your own voice. You're going to find your vision, put it in writing, put it in a plaque, and you're going to train your staff to really promote that vision because you're going to develop a mission, which is the day today is your mission, right? Your
Mm-hmm.
vision is 10 years from now,
Yeah.
5 years from now.
What gets you out of bed to go, this is what we're aspiring to.
That's your blue ocean strategy. We're going for this here. What's the end goal for everyone to rally around and get behind you? So develop mission statements, safety handbook, company handbook, safety manual rather, and just perfecting everything I could. Every day was that, what can I work on today that's going to do that 1% accelerant for my day, for the company, that little bit. So I never gave up, never giving up. My effort's always there. Never missed a day of work, just dedication and effort is all it takes to really start. And you don't have to be a multi-million-dollar business to be happy. You don't have to have a ton of employees to have a great business.
No.
You have to know your numbers. You have to quote efficiently. You have to have a good sales process so your closing ratio is higher than normal, and deliver a quality product. And you can make a lot of profit and have a great living, Pat, with just $250K or $350K in revenue.
Yeah.
And work a sideline business. I developed and started I started an outdoor lighting company years later. So you'll find that you're going to have, as long as your operations and standardizations and quality controls are in place, your employees are happy, they're driven, they're motivated, and you can rely on them. At that point, as an owner, you're going to have more time to reduce your stress, have more free time for your family, recharge your batteries more.
Yeah.
And vacation and all that good stuff. And you're going to be able to get into sideline hustles, grow your business if you want to do that, or start a new business doing something completely different. The reason I chose outdoor lighting was we've already been doing it, so it's relatively familiar to me, but I wanted something that wouldn't die, like plants or turf. Turf grass needs water. Plants need water. I wanted something that wouldn't die as easy. And I found that once you learned how to do lighting properly and connect everything and scale your wire and, engineer your systems properly and all that good stuff, those things can run for years and years with minimal maintenance behind them.
Yep.
And so that was attractive to me. And also the profit margin of outdoor lighting business is higher than my landscaping business. So I was really thrilled with that one.
Yeah.
That's a great
business to be in.
Yeah.
So I think the two big questions that most people are thinking is, how long did it take you to pay your parents back? And and did you charge for that Coke machine and make money off the Coke machine?
The old Coke machine. No, that was totally driven. Obviously, we just hired a vendor. He maintained it. We didn't have anything to do. But
I've seen guys do that where they're like, I make a couple $100 a month on my Coke machine to my guys. I'm like, get the money back.
No, we had a kitchen that had a huge coffee maker.
Yeah.
We had a service company that brought in cookies and cakes and chips.
Oh, wow.
And the guys could just put in 50 cents or whatever in the morning to grab their snacks. We made them coffee to get them all caffeinated and hyped up.
Yeah.
And we did everything we could to make them comfortable and welcomed in the morning. The mornings are all about, hey guys, how's it going? Today, this is our goal.
Yeah.
We're going to have a great day. The weather's going to be great outside. Sun's shining. Let's go make some money. And that was the hurrah thing. We'd even do some calisthenics in the morning to get people waking up a little bit, and
push-ups, pull-ups.
Yeah, jumping jacks,
squats, deadlifts,
some pop and lock, get some music going, and but just get them excited for the day. And their trucks are already upfitted for the day. They don't have to look for materials or equipment. It's already been done the day before. There's no trash in the trucks because that's all done the day before. So the mornings for us were sip the coffee, talk to the manager, get out of here, man. Go.
Yeah.
Because we had to beat traffic.
Yeah. And that's, I was having a good talk with a friend who every morning his guys stop at, we have a place called Alvy's old gas station. They get their breakfast and they get coffee. And I'm like, you're paying for that because, that 30 minutes it takes to stop, pull over. You got 3-4 guys doing it, making $30 an hour. It's an expensive coffee break versus get the old percolator going and
it adds up.
Pour a cup of coffee. Here's a PB&J if you want it, whatever, and get out of here.
Yeah. Well, that wraps up this episode. Comment on what you guys are working on in your landscape business. Let me know where you guys are at in your revenue and if you're happy with that or you looking to scale. And listen, tune in to next week's episode. We've got a special guest. We're talking with a development team from ZevBit. It's an estimation template software and customer tracking, and they have developed literally hundreds of customizable estimation templates for us in the popular home trades, whether it's concrete, decks, landscape lighting, planting, hardscaping, building walls, patios, etc. It's incredibly accurate and easy to use, and you can quickly quote jobs while on the job site and recover your overhead and show a nice profit.
That's big.
Instantly. So it's going to be exciting to start that series next week where we show and demo a scenario for you guys.
That's awesome. That's the essence of your business is what you're proposing the estimates at. If you get that wrong, you can do everything else right and it doesn't really matter. You're behind the 8 ball to start with.
Yep. So step 1, quote properly and then move from there. So comment on what you're working on in your own business and make sure you subscribe to Outdoorsy Entrepreneur on our YouTube channel and hit those notifications and listen to wherever you get your podcasts and follow us on our social media platforms at outdoorsyboss. Looking for a way to reduce your production workload? Check out our terrific service software and CRM called House Call Pro. Link in the description below. You guys get 14 free day trial and also 50% off your first 2 months by following the link that we have in the description. Our outdoor masterclass is coming this summer, and it's going to be a community of like-minded, dedicated business owners working on their businesses to level up and build a business that they can operate with reduced stress and a higher profit margin. Check out outdoorsyentrepreneur.com. All right, Pat, you got anything for the boys?
No, I'm excited about next week. I think that was a hard lesson to learn is proposing, and a lot of times I would just base it on like, where is my competition? And I want to be somewhere in there.
Yeah.
But then it's like, well, I don't even know how they're running their business and how they're coming out. So it's basically pulling a number out of the air, sticking in there and praying that it turned out well. And sometimes it did. And other times you're like, crap, it would have been better to stay home. So monitoring each project.
Spray and pray.
Yeah. Don't do it.
So many times I've talked to other landscapers and they would say, yeah, I just drive through the community and then just eyeball it. And then I kind of know how long it's going to take, how many bags of fertilizer. Like, you are so full of shit. That's unbelievable. So then we start hand measuring and using data and production rates. We started doing all that stuff to get accurate as hell.
Yeah.
So this software, ZevBit's going to show us next week, is going to really pinpoint your exact costs, show an awesome profit that you want to put in. Mm-hmm. Shows you input your overhead, and boom, it's instantaneous. The spreadsheet you can do on an app on the job site. Super quick, super easy. And we're going to start doing different demonstrations of, say, a patio versus a planting installation in the weeks to come. So we're excited to bring this other element into our masterclass and help you guys succeed.
Make some money.
Make more money, baby. Y'all be good. Peace out, Boy Scout. We'll see you in the next episode.
All aboard!